Fade in. And start the show. Cassie, you ready to go?
I'm so ready.
Hey, what up, everybody? It's me, you big old bee. My name's Brian. It's not that.
And I'm Cassie. You all know this by now, but this month is a very important one. It is Pride. The month of June was chosen as Pride Month to commemorate the Stonewall riots, which occurred at the end of June of 1969. And as a result, there are hundreds of thousands of events to commemorate the impact the LGBTQ community has had throughout the world, and how simple human rights should cover everyone, not just a select few.
To commemorate Pride, we teamed up with former Skybound alumni, Sina, the author of one of the newest image books, Nothing Lasts Forever, another strong, reflective memoir into his life and an excellent narrative on how to find hope when it seems like everything around you really fucking blows.
As many of you probably know, he drew up an amazing variant for The Walking Dead for Pride Month. It is just beautiful. Look at it.
Sina recently got to go to Collector's Paradise in Pasadena and sign this variant cover for all you fans out there, along with Nothing Lasts Forever. Let's take a look.
Hey everyone, I'm Sina and I'm signing at Collector's Paradise in Pasadena, and this is crazy. Skybound is here to watch me sign my very first copy of my Walking Dead variant. This is ridiculous. I swear this is not a lie. I waited till the camera came out. So you get to be a part of this really surreal experience where I get to sign a Walking Dead cover that I drew. It's ridiculous. I mean it, I'm not lying. It's weird for me. Boom. First copy.
Today we have our beloved friend Sina, who has a long and wonderful relationship with Collector's Paradise, and he is signing for a variant cover for Walking Dead 168 for Pride Month. Pretty exciting.
I like to see all different types of people and all different types of characters, and I don't necessarily see a lot of gay characters.
Jesus, of course. He's a badass.
It's nice to see the representation when we do get those characters.
He's always been a very cool, strong character. That's his appeal.
Maybe we don't all want to be represented in the zombie apocalypse, but it's necessary, and it makes it a more realistic story. It just wouldn't be what it is if we didn't have this like incredibly diverse cast in Walking Dead.
And we're back.
If you haven't picked up that variant cover, please make sure you do so.
To learn more about his new book, The Variant Covers, what he's been working on now, and to hear some excellent advice, Cassie here got to sit down with Sina and get a quick interview out of him.
Just took it right out of him.
Time for Sina to grace us with his presence.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
The low-hanging fruit.
Yes.
Hi guys, I'm Cassie King. We are here with Sina.
Yeah.
Skybound OG extraordinaire, and also an amazing comic book artist and writer, as well as web series writer and star.
Yeah.
Currently, Sina is drawing Harry Potter for me as a reference back to my original video blogging days, in which I was a Harry Potter video blogger on YouTube in 2007. And we are also talking about Sina's amazing 168 Pride variant cover of The Walking Dead. So tell us just how this cover came about really quickly.
I got an email from current Walking Dead editor Sean Makowitz.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. And the subject title was The Moment You've Been Waiting For. I just never thought I'd get to draw a Walking Dead cover because whenever I've done Walking Dead commissions at cons, because it's, people seem to like it. So I was like, oh, what's this email? And I'm like, oh, it's for money, like, whoa. I'm like,
for real cash dollars.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like I'm in. And I sent in some cover ideas, and then I texted Robert, and I said, thank you so much for the opportunity. It was a surprise to me to even be considered. And Robert writes back, he goes, does this mean you're passing? And I was like, no, I just thought like maybe like you could still like be like, we're gonna go with someone else. And he was like, no, and I was like, okay, cool.
I cannot imagine anybody else having done this. This is honestly one of my favorite pieces of art that has been on The Walking Dead cover. It's beautiful.
That's really cool to hear, thank you. No, and I just tried to give it everything, like everything I have. But I also just tried, to make it as like dynamic and emotional and detailed as possible.
Yeah. So what do queer comics mean to you in general?
I think what queer comics mean to me right now is a complete expression of self.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good place to be right now. I think that's where we need to be telling stories is kind of not worried about gaze or who the reader is.
Right.
Which is, I feel conflicted saying that, because it's also like, well, but like you want to make something marketable and sellable. And I think right now, like, just, expression should be completely undiluted. At least with Nothing Lasts Forever.
Yeah.
My new book from Image Comics.
Yes, absolutely. Comes out June 7th.
June 7th. But yeah, for the longest time I was really scared to promote it because I just thought it would alienate readers. And what I'm getting now that people have started reading it, like reviewers and colleagues, and you have to kind of take that risk in the hopes that it makes someone else's life better too.
Self-Obsessed, obviously you've translated into a web series.
Close your eyes for me, close your eyes. I haven't told anyone about this idea yet.
Self-Obsessed. That's my favorite little moment of Sean Makowitz is
I can't believe he said yes.
Is that a new medium for you?
Yeah. And the reason I decided to kind of try web content is first of all, there's only so many ways you can promote a memoir in comic books. Like, if people make up their minds pretty quick about things, and then yes, some of my friends are actors. So I just sort of saw what my assets were and thought, okay, if there's ever going to be anything I would, make my big ask for on all of these sort of very expensive services that my friends provide, it should be for me. And what is more for me than something called Self-Obsessed? So we shot a second season and people seem to like that more, and kind of in theme with Pride Month. It was the season I decided my character gets a love interest. And so that was super fun to kind of shoot a love scene. And once again, it was just so heartwarming and humbling to see my friends kind of rally for a story that's about one person just trying to find himself. That's the most gratifying, validating experience on earth is being encouraged in that way. And not many people get to be indulged like that. So I'm super grateful, and crossing my eyes, nose, and toes, we can kind of finish out the story and tell a third season.
What advice do you have for aspiring comic artists or storytellers? You now are a multimedia man.
Multimedia man. My advice would be, when you reach the point that you thought was your give up point, you're like, this is it, this is the last straw, you have 2 more straws after that. And you have to make the call at that point. You have to feel like you're lost and that it's time to give up, and persevere through that feeling 2 more times.
For the next 2 shoes?
Before you really know. And then my other bit of advice is, I don't care who you are always a student and you are always learning.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, and especially with storytelling, you work with one editor, you learn 10 things, you work with another editor, you learn 10 new things. And you pick and choose what's gonna stay in your brain and what's gonna apply to your practice, but you should learn and see what's out there. And I'm the same way, man. I called you man, but I was scared of...
Feels validated.
But for the longest time, I refused to learn how to use a tablet, like a Wacom tablet. And then I bit the bullet, and I use it in ways that just make my drawings better, especially if you are having a day where you end up drawing this cruddy Harry Potter. I can go on Photoshop and fix it. And then no one will know that I felt like I did a bad job.
This is the least cruddy Harry Potter that was ever drawn out of my memory.
That interview was fucking great and really, really personal. He's got a crazy story to tell.
Sina's amazing on camera and also just amazing to talk to. If you want to check out more of his work, please make sure to follow him on Twitter @SinaGrace. Buy his art and his books. He has amazing pins as well, which I love. Ed Luce also designed a Pride Month variant for Redneck #3, which is one of the coolest fucking covers ever.
Yeah, it's really, really dope. And that shirt that you see on the cover that you're looking at right this moment, let's get a quick zoom in. There's the shirt. You can buy that on www.skybound.com.
All proceeds from the shirt that Brian mentioned are going to benefit the Trevor Project, which does amazing work for the LGBTQ community. So please pre-order. The shirt ships at the end of this month.
If your name is Trevor, you get 10% off.
Don't lie.
Sorry. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, become an insider, find us on social medias, find us in other places, but more importantly, we'll be here working. See you next time.
My desk is upstairs.
Mine is too.
Man, when the camera stops rolling, you really start seeing how not fun I am.
I think you're a great person.
Oh, that was really sincere.
Yeah.
Thanks. I think you're a great person, too.